Every traveler knows the quiet whisper that calls them away from the familiar. It's a call to discovery, not just of new places, but of a new self. For me, that call came from Nepal. I wasn't drawn to Everest or the crowded streets of Kathmandu, but to the hidden villages cradled by the Himalayas. Backpacking through remote Nepal meant leaving behind comfort and certainty. The adventure I sought was about connection, earning every view, understanding a place through its people. I packed only the essentials: sturdy boots, a warm jacket, and a heart full of curiosity. My dream was to walk ancient paths, to witness life in the shadow of the world's tallest peaks. I imagined sharing tea with families, learning their traditions, and seeing how they thrived in such extremes. This was more than a holiday, it was a quest for authenticity. With a one-way ticket and an open spirit, I set off. The whisper of the unseen path became a roar, pulling me toward Nepal's majestic landscapes. I knew there would be challenges, but the rewards would be immeasurable. The real treasures of travel aren't souvenirs, but memories and lessons. I was ready to listen, to learn, and to be changed by the hidden villages of the Himalayas. My journey had begun. My first glimpse of Nepal from the plane was breathtaking. Kathmandu sprawled below, vibrant and alive. Stepping into the city, I was hit by a sensory overload. Incense, spices, temple bells, and a million stories unfolding at once. Tamil, the backpacker hub, buzzed with energy. Trekking shops, street food, and travelers swapping dreams over chai. But I knew the real Nepal waited beyond the city. I spent my days preparing, buying maps, permits, and gathering advice from locals and seasoned trekkers. Their stories painted a picture of beauty and simplicity in the remote villages. My excitement grew with every conversation. On my last evening, I found peace at Budanath Stupa, watching monks and devotees circle in quiet devotion. I realized this journey was more than physical. It was a spiritual quest. The next morning, I left the city behind, ready for the mountains. The adventure was real now. Nepal was calling. The bus ride out of Kathmandu was an adventure. Winding roads, terraced fields, and stone villages. The city faded, replaced by the serene beauty of the countryside. My trek began in a small town. From here, my feet would carry me. I walked through rhododendron forests, alongside rushing rivers, and into hamlets where children greeted me with bright smiles. As I climbed higher, the landscape changed. Forests gave way to rugged terrain, the air grew thin, and the mountains loomed immense. I felt small, humbled by nature's grandeur. The trail itself was a character, sometimes a stone path, sometimes a narrow track along a cliff. Crossing suspension bridges draped in prayer flags was both thrilling and terrifying. These bridges connected isolated communities, lifelines in the mountains. Each step was a challenge, but every view was a reward. The journey wasn't just about reaching a destination. It was about the path, the people, and the ever-changing beauty. I learned to embrace the struggle and savor the moments of awe. The Himalayas revealed their secrets slowly, with every turn. I was no longer just a visitor. I was part of the story. The trek was transforming me. The real adventure had begun. After days of trekking, I reached Gundruk, a village perched on a hillside surrounded by the Annapurna Range. The peaks felt close enough to touch. Gundruk's stone houses and narrow alleys reflected centuries of Gurung tradition. Life moved to the rhythm of the seasons, women weaving, men returning from fields, children laughing in courtyards. I stayed in a family-run guest house, sharing stories by the fire and learning about their beliefs and connection to the mountains. The mountains were sacred, and every day was shaped by tradition. Exploring Gundruk was like walking through a living museum. I learned about Gurung customs and their deep ties to the land. Watching the sunset behind the peaks, I felt a profound peace. Gundruk wasn't just a stop, it was a lesson in the beauty of a simple, connected life. Further along, I discovered Marfa, a village in Mustang, where the landscape turned dry and windswept. Marfa is famous for its apples. Orchards fill the valley, and the village thrives on apple products. I tasted apple brandy, dried apples, and the best apple pie I'd ever had. The people here turned their harsh environment into opportunity, building a resilient local economy. Tibetan Buddhism shaped the culture. Monasteries overlooked the village, and the air was filled with reverence. Marfa's narrow, winding streets were designed to shield against fierce winds. I met an old man who shared stories of change and resilience over a cup of butter tea. Despite modern influences, the core values remained: family, community, and faith. Marfa was more than a pretty village. It was a testament to adaptation and spirit. The lessons of Marfa stayed with me. The journey continued. The most profound part of my journey was connecting with the locals. Language barriers faded with smiles, gestures, and laughter. Kindness was universal. A place to rest, a helping hand, a shared meal. One evening, a grandmother invited me to make bread with her. We laughed, worked side by side, and shared a silent understanding. I learned more from that hour than any guidebook could teach. Children walking home from school taught me mountain names and showed resilience beyond their years. Their joy and determination were infectious. These encounters taught me humility and the value of community. In these villages, I found wisdom our modern world often forgets, living simply, in harmony with nature. The people had little in possessions, but were rich in spirit, family, and tradition. They became my greatest teachers. Every interaction was a lesson in gratitude. I realized travel is about connection, not just places. The locals gave my journey meaning. Their stories became part of my own. Food in Nepal's villages is simple, hearty, and delicious. Fuel for mountain life. Dal bhat, rice with lentil soup, vegetable curry, and spicy pickle, became my daily staple. Dal bhat power 24-hour was more than a saying. It was true. In higher altitudes, I tried dido, momos, and thukpa, each meal fresh and local. Every bite was a taste of tradition. I was lucky to witness a village festival. Colorful clothes, music, dancing, and laughter filled the air. I was welcomed as a guest, invited to dance, and offered rakshi, the local millet wine. The celebration was pure joy, a reminder that travel is about participation, not just observation. Embracing the culture, I felt a sense of belonging. The tastes, sounds, and festivities became cherished memories. Food and celebration brought everyone together. These moments were the heart of my journey. Backpacking in remote Nepal was never easy. The weather changed in an instant: sunshine, rain, or snow. I learned to be prepared, adaptable, and respectful of nature's power. The terrain was relentless, steep, rocky, and exhausting. Altitude sickness was a real risk. I moved slowly, listened to my body, and stayed hydrated. There were moments of doubt, but overcoming each challenge brought a sense of accomplishment. Communication was tough, but patience and gestures bridged the gap. Getting lost led to unexpected discoveries. The challenges weren't setbacks. They were the essence of adventure. They taught me resilience, resourcefulness, and gratitude for simple comforts. The mountains tested me, but also gave me confidence. The struggle made the journey unforgettable. I learned to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. My journey through Nepal's hidden villages changed me forever. It was more than beautiful photos. It was a lesson in humanity, resilience, and connection. Travel breaks down barriers and reveals our shared hopes and dreams. These villages are precious but fragile. Modernization and tourism can erode their traditions. As travelers, we must tread lightly, respect customs, and support local communities. Stay in family-run guest houses, buy local crafts, hire local guides, and always ask before taking photos. Leave no trace behind. Responsible tourism helps preserve these cultures and environments for future generations. The greatest rewards of travel are found in quiet moments of connection, far from the beaten path. The whisper of the unseen path led me to an unforgettable adventure. I hope it inspires you to seek your own journey, connect meaningfully, and help protect the world's diverse cultures. The adventure doesn't end, it changes you, and that's the real treasure.